Hey guys, still here and welcome to episode 7 of Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks. It looks like I'm about to hit payday. This contract looks very good. I'm selling the Heavy Independent V1, which is a tank that I engineered in the previous episode, and it lives up entirely to what they want. It's slightly too heavy, yes, but the turret is good. The turret's very well armored in this case. It has enough firepower, it has enough accuracy. They love it. I had a look at the competitors, and they're only offering the Vulcan Mark III, which I think does not come with hard firepower, so only like machine guns. And, well, if this all goes through, I'm standing to make $6.6 million. That's a lot. I'm waiting for a review for the application, but I think I'll get it. I was already building a couple of these tanks. I'm going to be building a whole lot more, because they want 57 of them. So let's go and crank out a lot more tanks. I did give myself a fairly long deadline, because I think I'll need that. Considering the amount of, both the amount of materials and the amount of tanks that they want. We're going to need quite a lot of time. And thankfully, because they love the tank so much, the deadline is set to November 1924. It's now only July. I have months. Of course, it doesn't look that good right now. It looks 133 days. Yeah, but that's because I don't really have enough staff. Once the staff becomes available, I'll be able to... There we go, accept it. I'll be able to get those guys over to the other line and immediately fix that problem. I think I also have enough resources, otherwise the production wouldn't allow me to go through. So let's set up the rest of the engineers... the workers on this line. Let's put 450 there. 93 days. We have 121 days, so we'll get it done. We have 13 tanks. We're building 45, and they want 57. Yeah, we have enough. So I had a few tanks already getting built, and that really ended up very useful. As for the rest, the proving grounds don't really have that much to do. I can potentially iron out some bugs from the A7V. And seeing as I'm about to make a lot of money, I wonder if there's anything to upgrade. But I don't think there is. Like the production hall. Oh, maybe here. Let's get some of these buildings upgraded. Because that will also help with the amount of reduction in production costs. Which is nice. More profits, more better. I have 5 buildings. I can have 6 facility slots. Let's see what that new tank needs. What sort of focus I should have. Because building one of those things, especially with a long contract like this, can pretty much immediately pay off. Where is it? Interesting that I haven't been really selling those anymore. Here. So what we need is casting focus, riveting focus we have, rifling focus, milling focus. We need a lot of focus. The ones that I don't have yet, let's go for rifling. Because I think we're always going to have that. So let's put the rifling focus into here. Add a rifling hole. 34 days, that's fine. And the rest of them getting upgraded. Over here, I think I have everything upgraded to tier 2 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 buildings, check. Over here, I have 5 out of 6 buildings. I can still add a compliance office, which reduces the severity of defects. Or I can get a design department. Reducing the... Yeah, that's useful. Get those processing things done faster. Engineering. Let's upgrade all of these buildings. This is potentially going to make my factory quite a bit more competitive, all these upgrades. Because one by one, I'd say they don't do that much. But over time, they definitely add up. And especially if you combine them all together. So I want to have all the upgrades. Down here, the Research Bureau, I think is already tier 2 on everything, and it's maxed out for slots. Admin building. Like the construction department, I'm not really building any additional buildings. I'm not sure if it works for upgrading. So, maybe? Medical stations, I think this one had a bit of a bug, or something that's not quite right, because what I think they did is just copy the one over from the fire department. And right now it says you provide an accident bonus or reduction accident risk. And here you suddenly get a reduction in fire risk. I mean, it's an early build, so I get it. The last one I can get is this one. Reduction of construction cost. Or the bank department, reduction of bank rate for all bank loans. I'm not even using any loans, so I don't think I need anything else. So let's just proceed and make millions. Oh, Serbia. 51 tanks. Ah, of course, they want an FT-17. Fine. Fine. Tank trials are complete for that. Let me just fix that one up in a minute. Rival tank rumors. I want another trophy tank. Now, give me something modern. The war has begun between Serbia and the Ottoman Empire. May the best tank win. Predicted balance, 3.66. Oops, production, 68 casualties. Yeah, nice. This is going to push my production time a little bit. How many people do I have on that line? Not enough, right? Because they just had that accident. Yeah. Thankfully, I still have more. 68 days. That's a bit more comfortable. The amount of tanks I have right now is 24. We're building another... Yeah, okay, this little... Hold on. We have 24. I'm building another 31. That's not enough. Is that second production line just disabled or what? Because I do need that functioning right about now. Give me another 10 tanks. Off you go. Might want to get a bit more resources in. Although, yeah, why not? Better have it and not need it than the other way around. Although, of course, yes, it does come at a cash point. Asia. Does the Middle East have any steel? Yeah, okay, you're going to sell that to me. I'm just maxing out these orders because I'm looking at the iron price. I know you can do that by tank, but I don't strictly intend to just buy or, well, produce one type of tank. So I'm pretty much looking at where I can get the best prices and get the amount of iron or medium carbon steel or rubber in early and just work with that. Give me 25k. So order for about 300k. It's fine. We got plenty of money now. I'm not even done completing one contract and another one already rears up. There's another 6 million to be had, and that's without even having... Yeah, look at that. I need to be 261. That's easy. Boom. Reduce the pricing just a touch. And I stand to make 8 million from this. Yes, please. There. 9 million even. So they want a bunch of tanks... by February 1925, I'll be able to get that done. No problem. No problem. I believe I already have enough tanks, actually, to complete the other one. Yeah. They only needed a few more tanks. So I can complete that one contract easily, and even ahead of time. I still have 31 days for the heavy independent that I promised. So let's send that out. They still need 27. We're going to deliver that with Ryder & Co. And the other one is almost done producing. Because there was another tank line or a little tank contract that was coming up. Oh, that's already been completed, actually. So let's go here. It was Belgium, I believe, who wanted a couple tanks. 15 required by contract. Ryder & Co. 15 days max. Deadline 72 days. Way, way ahead of schedule. Excellent. So, with the additional supplies that I now have, and assuming I will be getting that contract, I'm going to have to build 78 tanks. Currently, I have 7. So, get cracking, because we need a load of armor. We're going to be building another 1. Yeah, that's not really enough, is it? Let's get the production lines reared up. And I'm kind of banking on the fact that even if these people don't strictly buy it, somebody else will. So let's just go for 40 tanks. Unfortunately, I might not have enough I might not have enough resources here. Wait, what? There. That was weird. Okay, 40 tanks. I do believe it's going to take a little more than 2 days. Yeah, that makes more sense. 148 days. The game is being a little weird. Why can I not build any more tanks? Let's just complete that one contract. French wants 60 tanks. Oh, they want their FT-17. I don't have that, people. I really don't. And I'm not likely to get one anytime soon either. Spain. Contract accepted. Alright, Spain. As long as my assembly lines are actually going to work, I'm going to have the tanks ready for you. Something is going on with the game. Because it doesn't really calculate the amount of resources that I need anymore. This is weird. Even for starting the game doesn't fix this, so I believe I may have run into a bug. You see, I can click on the CB16, I can click on the A7V, and it'll calculate what I need to do. It'll calculate it for the LK2, but it'll not calculate it for the heavy independent. I cannot build any more tanks of this type, which makes no sense. Because I was just building them. So I have no idea what's going on here. Even after reloading and checking out whether it was possible to create a clone of this tank, I still can't do it. It's really weird. The assembly line just refuses this particular tank. It's just this one, and it's the other one for the heavy independent. So I've decided to make a new version of the heavy independent. It does it for everything else. Like for all the other tanks, it just calculates what it is, it shows you the picture, and I think this design somehow bugged out. I'm not sure why. But hey, that's the chance you have when running experimental builds. This does come at a bit of a bad time, because I might have 124 days, but they want the heavy independent V1. Period. There is no other tank that they want. They want this one. The one I can't make. So, I'm going to have to renege on the contract. I'm going to have to forfeit it. And say, sorry, I cannot do that. It's going to cost me 1 million. But at least I can keep my save game without having to go back about an hour and a half or even 2 hours and replaying all of that. Not particularly happy about it, but hey, we still have decent money. We still have at least some new tank that we're engineering. And maybe another new contract's going to come up. I just hope that we'll be able to get this thing engineered in due time. It's also a bit different. Because I put that weird bobblehead turret on top of it. And I removed the 2 turrets on the back end. So it has a machine gun there, and here as a coaxial, and then the main gun. Hopefully this is still going to be as popular of a tank as the other one. And hopefully it'll still make me money. But we first have to make sure that it's properly designed. After a little more investigation, I'm beginning to suspect that the whole heavy independent series is now bugged. This was the original design, the one that was selling. This is the one that I cloned, did not work. This is an entirely new design, completely engineered it, everything. The whole thing doesn't work, so there's something wrong with the heavy independent series. I hope that the devs can catch this before this thing goes into release, because this is really annoying. It's something that you really don't want to have happen to your game. If one of your primary tank lines in this game, really, the heavy independent tank, becomes just unavailable. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened here. Anyway, it's not really important either, because the whole world is not interested in that tank anymore, except Portugal. Portugal still wants some. These guys still want their FT-17s, and these are also interested in FT-17s, and these are now looking for Tankettes. They do have some frontal thickness, some side thickness. Like, this is a cute little tank. And sadly, again, I feel like I'm coming up short, which seems to happen a lot. I just don't have the stuff that I need. I am researching the armored car, the advanced medium hull. Oh, sorry, that's not really an armored car. The medium hull, the armored car turrets over there. So maybe this is going to be a little bit more akin to what they want. I just wonder how heavy that's going to be, because I've seen these contracts pop up a lot, and it cannot be heavier than 10 tons, which is quite light for a vehicle. So let's see how far I can just get with that new hull. And hoping that the new hull is actually going to, work, which would be wonderful. The medium Mark 1. Current 7 tons. Okay. We can add the Leichtwagen tracks to it, going to 13 tons, but that's already actually too heavy. Alternatively, we put whippets on them. but now we're going to 16 tons. I'd rather keep it around 13 and then toss in an engine that doesn't take up too much room. Like a Lancaster. Road speed 19. This is acceptable. But we're too heavy. At the same time, they want a frontal thickness, I think of what, 21? Something bizarre like that. Yeah, front thickness 21, side thickness 19. That's a bit problematic. Because I can definitely increase the slider here to 21. But we now have a 7.5 ton tank. So they want 20 on the front. They want 19 on the side and 19 on the rear. I don't know how I'm going to put all that stuff on a platform. It, it almost maxes it out. We're now 9 tons. This thing started at 7. Yikes. I'm not so sure what they want me to leave out in order to get this thing up to the standards that they seek. Because there's not that much that I can do. I mean, sure enough, I do now have better armor quality. Here. I have the improved cemented steel. That apparently does give you like 15% mass. It just makes sure that you have kinetic resistance, shock resistance, and spoil. But the amount of times that something just does not line up with either weight or the amount of armor that they want me to have, it's a little frustrating the way that I'm playing it right now. Like, I'm constantly behind the times. And of course that drives innovation, right? That's why you get tanks improving, ideally. I have 0 operational range. That is impressively lackluster. Of course, just having tanks improve or having requirements increase, that's how tanks get improved. That's why people start to innovate. But putting like the mass almost twice on this hull, without tracks, without a turret, without a gun, without an engine, without a crew, I'm not so sure that's quite the right way to go. Also, does anybody actually have that Tankette that they so want? The Frassetti. Okay, so it does exist. By Daimler. The Germans are selling them. Lovely. There aren't any trophy tanks available, are there? Well, that's achievements. Let's go to the global map. Because I don't think that one of those things has ever been taken out. There are 2 trophies, but that's both a tier. And we already have that. That's that old thing. There's no new components on that. That's from the Brits. The Belgians have nothing. These guys do have a trophy, but again, it's the tier. These don't have any trophies. These don't have any trophies. There's no real good way for me to find a way to reverse engineer this, if you will. And as for the tanks that they want... Wait, you still want that old piece of tank? Huh, would you look at that? They love this new one. Unfortunately, I can't build it. How many would I stand to make from that? 2 million for 1 contract. That's nice. If only you could do it. The alternative... I don't know, the A7V? It actually lines up with what they want? Okay then. You're going to be paying through the nose for that piece of engineering. There you go. Let's make 66 tanks for you. There. Now this is something I'm still getting used to. Sometimes you just get contracts, but they don't pop up, if that makes sense. Like here. There's tons of contracts for these tanks. But the game doesn't tell you. They too want them. And I'm only looking at the contract screen here going, no, there's no new contracts. Fine. So I don't actually have to do anything. Well, wrong. Because apparently, for some nations, there are contracts available to just... The game doesn't... Look at that. This is how many Tankettes they want. They want battalions full of these things. If you have something that lines up with their interests, You're going to have, that's Austria-Hungary. They're going to have tons of buyers. These guys still want an old one? What? Let me guess. Yeah, they want the A7V. Okay, so I guess there's still money to be made. Spain? Nope, nothing. Unfortunate. Interesting. I think this is a part where the game could do with a little bit of fleshing out, because it doesn't really inform the player well enough what is going on. Oh, look at that. They're packing all the Odins, or the A7Vs. And they're definitely interested in a whole lot of battalions of Tankettes. And they do have 2 of them already. 40 units per battalion. Some heavy armor there. I need to get my hands on one of those. First, though, we're going to start producing the A7V. It might be old, because it's now 1925, and I believe that thing was introduced in 1917, but we improved it some. And that makes it still valuable. It is... it's experimental. We haven't even ironed out all the defects yet. Okay, let's go back to design and do that, because that would make it a little better, although the contract, arguably, has already been submitted, and has already kind of been accepted, too. This one. No. Where is it? Where is my A7? The hell? Here. No. No. Sorry, I'm misclicking on something. This is the tank I want. And these are the defects I do not want. Thank you very much. We're just going to flood the battlefield with tanks that are not even mine. And this is what I find sometimes a bit weird about this game. Like, the tanks that sell best, most of the time, are not your own. They're the Germans. They're the French, like the FT-17 that everybody wants. It's weird. It's really weird. You're telling me I can make 50 of these in 58 days? That's ambitious. Okay. When's that deadline again? August. Can we please make 100? Sure. Execute. We're going to make 100 of these and we'll just flood the market with the A7V. Because we can. Finally! It's here! The Forsetti. The Tankette that I've been hoping would finally appear is here. Oh man, this took forever. Now I can finally reverse engineer it and I can start filling the whole of Europe with those things. Because everybody, their mother and their dog apparently wants to drive one of these things. I don't really particularly see the appeal. Yeah, it's a 10-ton tank. Not even that. It's packing a... What is that? Like a 3.6 centimeter gun? So... 1.5 inch? Yeah, it's a light tractor. Alright. Well, next episode we're going to reverse engineer this. By that time I will have reverse engineered this. I'll take the whole thing, make it better, and sell it to everybody. Because everybody is waiting for this tank. I think, if you really want to, you can sell hundreds of these things. Like, this is 68 for one contract. This is 1.5 million for just one contract for the Germans. You can do that 3 times there. I believe the Danish want a whole lot of them. They want 2, but I cannot initiate contracts with them. The Belgians, they have a contract for an FT-17. The French? Nope. Was it the Italians? No, the Italians want the old stuff. And what is that, precisely? A 21-ton tank. Do they want the duck? And they just never told me? Like the modern duck? No. They hate it. Probably has to do with the armor, I guess. Oh, not even. What do they hate about it, then? The firepower. Oh! Oh, but hold on, I can fix that. I can fix that pretty quick. Because I now have a different turret for the duck. The duck is gonna get upgraded. Let's see, where's the duck? Here's the duck, the Mark 0. We're going to make sure that this thing gets what it deserves to have. I suppose I'm going to just use this one for now. And I should be able to add this. That's a new turret that I've been able to find. It's not pretty, but it is able to field a lot of machine guns and a main gun. So we can have a tier 2 3-pounder in there. We can have a Hodge. I don't need to engineer it. Wait. Sticking up? No. No. That's out the back. I want to have one. Yeah, they don't really believe in coaxial machine guns on this turret, but, you know. I guess it kind of works. Sticking out the front like that. You throw in an engine. Maybe we can fit the Ricardo i6. Yeah, that should do it. Then we make sure it has some tracks. The Satyr T3. Oh, it's too heavy with the Satyrs. At least with those Satyrs. If I go with lighter Satyrs, that's going to make it a little better. We're 14 tons. No, wait, they wanted 21 tons, right? They accepted 21 tons. So with that in mind, I can actually make it bigger. Armor, not spectacular. Yeah, they will accept this. It's not even the final form yet. I just hope that I can add enough crew in here. That might be a bit cozy in the tank. Oh, that's the V1. Okay. Yeah, you guys are going to have to start bringing a lot of machine guns. I need loads of mechanics. I'm not going to bring all these machine guns. This is a bit ridiculous. Let's see. The one on the back. The one on the top is just going to get an armored seal. And the one in the back is going to get an armored seal. And this one's going to get an armored seal. So we got one main gun and one secondary, if you will. That should make it a little easier to put all the crew in there. So we're going to have a gunner. And then we'll need a loader mechanic. Like that. And we'll need another mechanic. And you can have loaders pretty much everywhere. Gunner. Yeah. This tank still has issues. This does not really fit. I'm not sure if the game is going to allow me to make this thing in its current configuration. Because it does look like I don't have nearly enough crew members. And I don't really know how to put more crew members in this thing either. Yeah, sorry about that. Make it luminous rounds. Let it field tier 2 Mark II and this one. Nope. Half the crew requirements are met, so it will not let me leave the garage. It will not leave me, let me leave with this because I don't have enough crew. That's unfortunate. How can I have more crew on this thing? I could still go Warhorse route. But that will make for a whole different ball game. I don't know if this will allow me to fit additional crew members though. But it'll definitely be around the tonnage that they require. Crew? No. Because the compartment inside is still the same size, of course. If you go with, I don't know, with a female, it's just going to probably make it worse because you need more people manning the machine guns, not fewer. Yeah. You'd need 2 additional gunners. No, this is not going to work. So for this, I'll probably need different tracks. And that seems to be the whole thing lately. I need more of, I don't know, any particular type of track. I need any more particular type of engine. You always seem to be lacking something. I would like it if the game was a little bit more forgiving in mixing and matching things together so that you don't seemingly have to complete the whole tech tree before you can actually do something useful. Like, the mobility is fine, but maybe it could say, hey, I recommend this track to go with that particular hull. Like, if you're going with this hull, I do recommend that you also research these tracks. You can use these, yes, but it'll be limited. I don't want the game to shoehorn me into any different direction or any given direction. I want to have my own choices. And yet, right now, it feels a little frustrating because for the longest time, I couldn't make anything that seemingly resembled it, and now it cannot fit the crew in there. So, a little frustrated, especially also with that bug that ate the design of my main tank. I could have made well, maybe not hundreds of millions, but at least a couple dozen million with those $8 million contracts. Unfortunately, didn't quite pan out, but that's that's the fate of running an experimental version. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and join me next time when we're going to be tearing apart the Tankette and building our own. See you guys then.